And once again, it's the New York Yankees that'll carry the water for the New York baseball fan. Plus, yes, I'm aware that I was not voted for the 53rd consecutive year to America's list of the top 10 hottest bald guys. That's life. Good afternoon, Evan. How are you today, kid?
I'm very intrigued by something you said Friday. Was the entire radio station going to be a bunch of homers and pick the New York Mets? And Craig Carton had to have the guts to be the one guy to give us the bad news that the Padres were going to win that series. So I have the same question today.
I happened to get that right.
You did. You were the only guy, and you should be commended.
Thank you.
But the same thing is happening again. Everybody's picking the New York Yankees.
Well, I'll let you go last then.
You got it, pal.
Yeah, I know you're not picking the Yankees. We'll get to the picks a little bit later on in the show, but I'm not well, the morning guys didn't work today, so who knows what their picks are. But that being said, I guess everybody else has now picked the Yankees. Is that the case?
Pretty much, yes.
Make me do all the hard lifting around this
You know
place.
what, Craig, as a good partner, I got you this time, pal.
Thank you. There you go. Evan's got the Indians in 5 or 4 or 3. We'll find out a little bit later on. I got to tell you, I'm excited. There's a buzz, not just because I picked the Yankees back in March as the team I was going to root for, because we all know that's I'm a Fugazi Yankee fan, but as just a guy who loves kind of New York moments and special games and postseason. I said the same thing about the Mets last week. I was geeked up for it. Obviously, didn't end the way New York Met fans wanted, but I'm pumped up for tonight. I really am because it's so much different than it was a year ago, right? That it's not the wild card round. It's not a one-game win or lose. They're expected to win.
Yes.
They're the home team, the division champions. I'm sure they're favored. I don't look at the odds. And now it's time to go be the Yankees.
I think you're right on a couple of fronts. Number one, not that this was maybe the regular season you thought it would be when they were on pace to win 120 games, but ultimately the Yankees won the American League East fairly easily. They won 99 games, and you're right. The expectations coming into this postseason is far different than not just a year ago, but even the weird year of 2020. But the other thing I do want to bring up, and Met fans, close your ears for a second because we're in a different world. It's been a long time since the Yankees hosted a playoff game at Yankee Stadium.
When was the last game?
And I mean that in Yankee years, so that's why I told Met fans, don't listen to that.
Fair enough.
The last time the New York Yankees hosted a playoff game at Yankee Stadium, and Big Mac, correct me if I'm wrong, Garrett Cole was indeed on the mound.
Okay.
Except he was on the mound for the Houston Astros. That was Game 5 of the 2019 American League Championship Series. But because of the COVID situation in 2020, because of the Yankees' lack of success in 2021, they haven't hosted a postseason game at Yankee Stadium in 3 years.
Yeah, but I'm pumped up, but I do think there's a bit of a buzz in New York today. It's similar to the way it was for the Mets on Friday. No different. That here we go. Here's the start of what we hope. Fingers crossed, is going to be a great ride, deep into October, into the first week of November. Because I'm not a 25-year Yankee fan, I don't have the butterflies in my stomach the way a lot of you probably do. But I'm amped up for it tonight. The only thing that concerns me is that the biggest Yankee fan I know in the building, because I have friends, as you do, outside of the radio world, who are diehard Yankee fans, tattoo on the leg, the whole bit, right? And those guys are all geeked up for tonight. But I come in with an expectation today Evan.
Yeah, what's that?
And my expectation is that you will do what you do, that they will do what they do, right? I know you're a diehard Met fan. I knew on Friday you and Tommy were going to show up here with some kind of Met gear on, a sweatshirt, a hat, a T-shirt, whatever the case may be. Tommy wore that girl's zip-up, which didn't fit him all that well. But that's what the expectation was. You're all in on your team.
Yes.
I felt the same way about Mustache Man today, and I don't know what's going on at home, but I don't like it. Because, he's got the blue visor on. He traded the white one out for the blue one today. But that's it. No T-shirt.
What T-shirt are you wearing?
No sweatshirt.
Is that
no
like a
jacket.
comic book T-shirt or something?
It's a Silver Surfer.
He's got the Silver Surfer
on
shirt
a Yankee playoff day?
Like, what's wrong with you today? You're bringing the whole vibe down,
I'm
dude.
pumped as ever, man.
Nah.
This is my year.
Is it because you're nervous?
I'm
And
a little nervous.
I respect
Yeah,
that.
no, it has nothing to do with not being nervous. You want to call it an omen, you want to call it whatever. I left my jersey on the table.
So that's a negative omen.
I guess.
Your good luck jersey is sitting
I
at
went,
home.
Yeah, I wore something else in the morning. Dropped the kid off from school in the rush to get the kid ready and out of the house.
Yeah.
I just left it hanging over the chair in the kitchen.
Wow. I don't know about you, but I'm a superstitious guy when it comes to sports.
Yeah.
That to me is a bad omen right there.
Well, I'm devastated because you're right. Like Big Mac, I could say is the biggest Yankee fan I know. I mean, the guy scores every game.
I'll be scoring the
He's
game
in
tonight.
every pitch. He fights with people on Twitter. He disagrees with.
We'll have another BetQL live chat tonight for the Yankee game.
Okay, there you go. A little self-promotion.
He is the
Why not?
quintessential Yankee fan. And one thing that he does all the time, Craig, is he shows his team support.
Yeah.
Whether it's the Giants, whether it's the Yankees, every day. And here we are with the Yankees hosting their first playoff game at Yankee Stadium in 3 years.
Yep.
Garrett Cole, who I don't know if you've heard, has the toughest job in baseball, according to him.
Excuse me?
Yeah, Garrett Cole has the toughest job in baseball.
According to whom?
Garrett Cole.
Where? Is that like some type of a ball sack report?
No. Lindsay Adler of The Athletic, who's a fine reporter, had an
Yeah.
exclusive interview with Garrett Cole.
And he said he has the toughest job.
Quote,
What?
I think it's the hardest job in the league. And he goes on to explain why. I don't think there's a harder place to be. The ace of a
New York
baseball
is
team.
tough. I'm okay with that.
I think it's the most hunted job in the league, and I think it comes with the most weight. The division is a bleeping gauntlet. Above all else,
Yeah.
I'm paid to keep us in the game as long as I can and take the ball every single bleeping time I can and go straight into the fire.
Yeah. By the way, I
Hardest
love
job in the league.
I love the attitude that he's taking the ball right into the fire. He ain't doing it for free. Yeah, let's not forget that. You got a $300+ million guaranteed contract, and ever since you took the sticky stuff off your hands, you have not been a lights-out ace. You've been our best pitcher over the course of that time, with all due respect to Nasty Nestor. But you have not been the Justin Verlander of the New York Yankees.
Garrett Cole,
to be fair.
Garrett Cole disagrees with you, Craig, because he also went on to say it really bothers him when people say he hasn't had a good year this year.
Has he had a good year? Yeah. Has he had a, oh my God, we're locked to win game one? No.
No, he hasn't had an ace year.
Right.
Would be the way. Now, I give Garrett Cole credit for this, and I always say this about him, and it's true. He does take the baseball every 5 days.
And that's commendable, especially in a time when a lot of guys don't.
Because I'd ask you, look at a lot of the other quote-unquote aces in baseball, including my two aces. They didn't take the baseball every 5 days.
Correct.
Even Justin Verlander missed a little bit of time.
I mean, there's a part of me that wants to say, dude, that's his job, and he gets paid handsomely for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is a part of me recognizing where baseball is staying, where, the comparison guys, whether it's DeGrom, Scherzer, I'm sure you can name 20 other guys who are thought of in that ilk for their respective franchises, the guy does show up to play. Now,
but that's not enough.
Right, because we gave him the bag, there's an expectation that comes with it. Now, as you've said many times on this show, the legacy will be defined by starts like tonight.
Absolutely.
We can yell and scream and bitch and moan about giving up whatever it is, 5 home runs in the last 6 games, whatever the number is, right? If Garrett Cole gives you, making it up, 7 1/3, 2-run ball.
You're thrilled.
He's done his job.
And let me say this for the Yankee
And that's
fans,
it.
and I don't know if you agree with this point. I'd be concerned about Garrett Cole tonight only because of what he's done this year. I disagree with Garrett respectfully. I don't think he's had a great year. He's been very up and down. He's given up a ton of home runs. But here's where I wouldn't be concerned about Garrett Cole. And I will defend him on this as much as you may disagree and anyone else disagrees. I don't believe this, well, he's not a big game pitcher. He had a horrible wild card game last year. But you can't ignore every other big game this man has pitched, whether it was for the Yankees or before the New York Yankees. So if Garrett Cole struggles tonight, and he may, to me, it's not associated with the magnitude of the game. It's associated with the fact that he's been up and down all season. Whether it's a game in September against who cares or a game in October against Cleveland. I wouldn't be afraid of Garrett Cole being afraid of the moment because, Craig, I think he's proven that he doesn't shrink in the big moment. That's not his problem. His problem has been the consistency over the last year.
And the fact is, like, he sucks in Boston. Like, the career-wise, he
Sure.
sucks in Boston.
That's been the case,
And
yes.
that's what we got last year. But I'll tell you what, we all owe the Yankees a thank you because they got us, at least for the next 24 hours or 48 hours, away from talking about the disaster that was the Mets series against the San Diego Padres. And frankly, the Jets and Giants deserve better and deserve more. But the New York Yankees have a home playoff game tonight. And they made some interesting moves earlier today. Any thought on Oswaldo Cabrera not being on the postseason roster?
Oswaldo Cabrera is on the postseason roster.
The note said he wasn't on the roster.
What are you talking about?
Which Oswaldo?
Oswald
Peraza.
Oh, come on.
Peraza.
That's the same guy.
Cabrera's probably going to be
Oswaldo's
starting in
gonna-
left field
Exactly.
tonight.
Oswaldo started left field tonight.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I got my Oswaldo's mixed
It's
up.
just Oswald.
You did. And the controversy around that
Oswald
is
Peraza.
Wait, so
Pera-
which Oswaldo's not playing?
The only
Oswald-
Oswaldo on the team is
Cabrera?
playing Cabrera.
Oswald Peraza, the young shortstop,
He's playing?
is not on the roster.
Now he's out?
Oswaldo Cabrera, the Swiss Army knife who's played everywhere and has hit a lot over the last month.
Okay.
He's not only on the roster, he's probably the everyday left fiilder for the Yankees
Can
until
we
otherwise.
call him like the Big O or something so I know who the hell we're talking about?
That would be even more confusing.
And, of course, DJ LeMahieu not on the roster
So
for this series
the
either.
DJ thing, Aaron Boone kind of telegraphed a few days ago. He said, he was very honest, DJ was clearly compromised when he came back because of the foot issue. And so he's not healthy. And it's amazing what's happened the last 2 years with this guy. He was a non-factor down the stretch last year. He's a non-factor down the stretch this year. He's not on the postseason roster. So no DJ LeMahieu. The Peraza thing is more, would you take Peraza over Marwin Gonzalez? The real big blow is that Scott Efros, who is supposed to be a key part of this bullpen, is not only hurt, but he needs Tommy John surgery. And to me, that's where this all starts. Obviously, we know the deal with Garrett Cole. We laid it out. The Yankee lineup you see tonight will be a very similar lineup to what you've seen over the last few weeks. Benintendi's not walking through that door. We just discussed DJ. Matt Carpenter's been added, but he's a bench player. The big question is this bullpen. And the question I'd ask you, I'd ask Big Mac and any Yankee fan is not who closes, but who are you going to out of this bullpen with the most trust? Who's the guy with a one-run lead in the 8th inning or the 7th inning or 2 on and 2 out, whatever situation you want to come up with?
I don't have a guy.
Well, that's the
Unless
problem.
I'm taking a starter, which we discussed yesterday, whether it's Tyone or whomever, to be that guy. You don't trust Clay Holmes anymore, right? Chapman's not even on the team, which we'll get to in a second. So it's a great question. I'm sure Aaron's already got an answer for it. Lefty, righty, whatever the situation is.
No, the situation will dictate it.
Yeah.
I'm aware, yes.
But yeah, my gut is it may be a total surprise to people.
And here's part of the problem. So over the course of this season, Wandy Peralta and Clay Holmes had really good seasons. No one's denying that. But here's the issue. Wandy Peralta has not thrown in a Major League Baseball game in a month. In a month.
Well, I think the real hope.
Clay Holmes hasn't thrown in a Major League Baseball game in almost 3 weeks.
Let's be honest.
So
Evan.
you're relying on guys, Craig, who just haven't done it recently.
And this is every team's hope, so I'm not saying this is unique to the Yankees. Clearly, it's not. Even if you have a guy like Diaz, who is money good all year long, the hope is it's 5-1 in the 9th, and you don't have to worry about it.
You know what the hope is,
You don't
though?
have to bring a guy into a quote-unquote
Yeah.
high leverage situation, right?
Here's the other hope, and this is so unique about this Yankee playoff run, because every Yankee playoff run we've gone into, the strength of the New York Yankees has been their bullpen. Every year. May not have ended that way with Chapman getting beat by Altuve or Brissot, but every year, Craig, their bullpen. We always heard about each pitcher has their lane you want to use them in. This is the first time in a long time where you look at these starting pitchers. You look at Garrett Cole, you look at Luis Severino, and you look at Nestor, and you say, hey, guys, I need your asses to go deep into games.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
I'm in no rush to go to my bullpen in the 5th or 6th inning. And in years past, I think you were.
Well, I
Not
think in
because
years
Boone
past,
was
the goal
wrong.
was just get through 6 and it's a lock.
Well, yeah, because
Right?
the thought was my relievers give me an excellent chance to win.
Yeah.
Now you look at a bullpen with so many questions. Even Lou Trevino, who's on the roster and has pitched well, he's pitched 1 time in 16 days. So you're talking about a bullpen that hasn't done it a lot, which means it is more imperative than ever that Garrett Cole not only pitches well, but pitches long.
Well, we got lots to do, of course. The majority of it's going to be the Yankees. We get ready for tonight's game. Want to hear from everybody. Your thoughts on the series, your thoughts on the game, on the decisions that have already been made. And if you're going to the game, well, that'd be great to talk to you as well. It is going to be electric tonight. We'll find out if it's a total sellout. I don't know where we are with that just yet. But listen, it's going to be 40,000 plus. It's going to be electric. It looks like we're going to have a great night, which is not going to be the case on Thursday, which we'll get to throughout the afternoon today. But Yankee playoff baseball is back, and I'm pumped. 877-337-6666. Had a great Monday Night Football game last night, and we got lots cooking. We'll get to all of it throughout the afternoon, just getting started, including a Ben Simmons sighting.
Oh, here we go.
And it appears that Big Ben is ready for the season. He's in mid-season form. Woo!
Can I use a line that I've heard uttered to me many, many times, and how I'm going to use it?
Nobody cares about the Nets.
Nobody cares about the Nets.
Yes. Oh, this is the best video I've seen in weeks. All right, we got lots to do. Live from the Town Fair Tire Studios, powered by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Thank you again for making us by far the most listened to afternoon talk show in all of New York City. And it's not even close, and we owe that to all of you guys.